Hey, what's up guys, June here. In today's video, we're going over the week of June 6, 2022. This week finished up on negative 3.27 stops. A little bit of a rough week. Took 7 trades at an average of negative 0.5 per trade, just about. This week we did quite good on the quality zoom aspect. However, I'm running into a new issue, and that would be close to the top. So we're going to review that and see how that falls into everything. First trade here, we have the Russell. This was pretty straightforward. This was a bigger 20-minute pullback, but nevertheless, I thought this was a good gap swap. So gap swap, returns, and this was a right side entry. The problem with this trade now is we're getting close to the top. Now, does that mean we're necessarily going to turn from there? No. What it means is, well, if we're at the top and we're coming back, is there enough room once the market turns around and starts going? That's the question. Now, this one's not too bad because within this swing, it is enough to the upside. However, I was just going for a try based on the fact that, look, already 3 to 1s right here. But overall, in terms of context, we're at the double top. Is there enough room to the market to get going and then start turning? For example, say if I got into here, this is not the cleanest example of it, but we'll get other examples. So this was a similar trade based on the same thing. I think overall this was fine because we had a good amount of movement to the top. On the 7-minute chart, yeah, the tops are a little far in between, so it's all good. And the backside of this breakout range or LSB as well, so that helps. That helps quite a bit. What was the trade here? Well, I was mentioning the LSB once again. I tried to go there, it washed me out, and I got in at a 50% pullback with a stop behind the CIB of the wash pivot. That almost worked, then didn't. So, and nothing too bad to report for that trade. I think these two trades are all right. Yeah, there's a double or close to the top consideration, but this is not specifically what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this guy. So this is the context of the trade. These were my two trades. It broke out of the range. We're here. And it didn't break out too far, but this was impressive. This entire breakout move, you can say. This is exactly what I mean. So we're close to the top. Let me get out the good old line. So this is the line. We're close to the top. Not that it's going to go through. It's just that, well, by the time it gets up here, there's not much staying power because do we have enough momentum behind us? If we got in, let's say here, well, there's still a good amount of movement. Over here at this point, I wouldn't call this a good entry because it didn't knock out these guys. These were my controlling sellers. There was an argument for the sell, but I don't think we resumed this wash level quite well. This one we did. I think overall, the right side entry is great. Why? Well, we're flipping the CIB, or we're flipping the gap that started the wash. Yeah, I could say that, or started this expansion, as well as a quality zoom, effort reversed, no problem, stop, pretty good. Everything is fine in terms of the entry isolated, but in terms of context, we're near the top. If I want to take this trade, maybe it's just to here. Maybe it's already a break even, that type of thing. So really going forward, avoid at all cost taking trades that have already reached the top. Not because I think it's a double top or anything like that, because is there enough room to get in a good swing? Is there enough, by the time it gets to here, well, this is not a crazy move, right? We need a lot of energy to break through these highs. Right, so the next trade, again, I think this was unnecessary. Same idea, second time's a charm. This is in the noise. It didn't take these guys out, so there's not much else to say about this one. In terms of 2TC, I think it's fine to take a 2TC second time's a charm. again, we're near the top or we're at the top. Is there much more room by the time we get there? No, not really. So it doesn't have enough oomph to push us through by the time it gets to it. So that's the idea behind that one. This one, same thing. We're near the top. We're gumming into these guys. And this was more or less a press. Right? Pressing. Boom. Good zoom. You know, right in the middle. It's okay. I get what I was trying to do. On the backside, back to the scene of crime, behind the true level, all good. But in terms of this, we're not near the top. And you know what it did? Right here it goes. Maybe even these trades were good, but I don't necessarily think I would take them. Bunching. Zoom, retest. We didn't take out these guys. Zoom, retest maybe here. No, I wouldn't even say that. Maybe there's an argument entry here, but it looks like a V, doesn't it? Overall, it went to the target, which would have been right here. Let me show you the bigger idea. So this level seemed like it got rejected. So we're going bang. It achieved. Comes through it. Couldn't retest. That was a good entry right here to go short. I think this was mid morning, yeah, or mid AM. So like 3-4 AM. Not trading that. But what did this do? It washed this level, comes back. So there could be something here. And what do you know? It reacted violently off of it. So in terms of context, I think it was good. In terms of expectation, that was good. In terms of right side entry, that was good. But in terms of where it is in the swing of what I'm playing, not so great. So far I'm liking my entries. It's just timing and location. Or location, really, it's already there. Okay, so now we have, what is this, the MES? Okay, so this was the violent reaction down. There was no trades to be taken. Maybe there was. Maybe this is midnight. I don't know. I believe I tried to get on here. There was nothing for me. And it went to the top. I'm expecting once it reaches here, okay, let's see some sort of reversal for it to go down. And at the moment, it is currently going down. Bing, slam, gap slide, slam again. What was the problem with this trade? There was no problem. The only thing is, well, I almost got stopped out. I was a tick away. Nothing I can do about that. In terms of left side entry, this could have been taken as a left side entry. However, I saw this after the fact. I was trading the NQ, which we'll go over that trade. But as soon as this happened, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. I was closing up the other one and checked to see, ooh, what's the ES doing? Well, it was doing that. I'm like, oh, crap. What's the right side entry? Bam, right there. In terms of stop placement, I'm playing the blue swing, so be behind it. That ended up working out. Tries to go down, It just didn't go to target. That's all. Nothing much more to say in terms of stop management. I think it was fine. Once it goes, maybe there's something to be said about playing around the 50%, but I don't think so. I think the stop was all right. Came out, which is essentially break even. Plus 0.2. Did help overall. So, yeah, nothing else could be said. It was a blue swing, effort reversed, zoom. I was considering maybe even a measured move from this guy. This was the balance point, so this would be gap slide, gap again, right? Gap slide, gap right into here. Would have made sense, although I was willing to play the local frequency, either or. This one, this was an interesting swing. This was the day before. Oh, this was earlier in that day. Okay, so this was the overall context of the market. Again, we're right. We're right here. What is it doing? It's stalling. A good amount of momentum behind it. We're at a measured swing. What can we expect? Continuation. But up to where? Well, I'd say just to try. Why? Well, we have this nastiness to deal with. So if we can get an RVR close to the try, I think that's more than good enough. Why did I take this trade? Well, I had it framed up a different way. How did I have it framed up? While I was measuring these swings, 1, 2, and then it grew a bit. See, it tried to do it, and then it grew a bit. Fair enough. That should have been my first hint, but it's fine. Then right here, I was thinking maybe a wash of these levels of this guy, and then take a short back down to here. The problem with that idea is, well, the overall context is to the upside. We're at a measured swing. What are we doing at the measured swing? You know, this was a challenging trade. Would I take it in real time next time? We'll see if that ever comes across again, where we have, you know, swing, swing, swing. Then we have these red swings. Well, that's what I was doing. That's how I came out of it. But zoom, zoom. This is more, you lean more on the wash because the flows to the upside, we're at a measured swing. We're trying to dance at that frequency multiple times, and we washed it. Entry rate here, based on the LSP, based on the gap swap or gap retest. Stop behind what is the true level. I mean, you could say this was a CIB, or even down here was a CIB, but this is one move. So this is an example of the true level without a CIB necessarily. It just kind of zoomed out, zoomed right through it. So right here made sense. And taking it conservatively up to the try. So that was an idea on the table. Although it wasn't on the table at the time because I wasn't paying attention. So I'm not going to say would have, could have, should have. But there it is. So another trade. This was the NQ trade I was talking about. What was the flow? Well, the flow was similar, right? A little different. We had a wash here. There's another trade. We'll go over that possibility over here. But what did it do? It came to the end of the range and I considered it, okay, we're going down. This was a wash of whatever this was. So that was nice to see. Nice zoom. Here's a measured swing. Comes to it. Tries to dance. Where is it dancing? At the minors. Can we have a wash of this dance in the minors? Poke. Not quite. Comes up. Zoom. See these? It's really helping me out. You know, considering, well, is this a poke or is this a zoom? What's the pivot? So this was the guys we were paying attention to, right? Did we zoom it? Not yet. Oh, but we zoomed these guys. Sell behind true level again, survived by a few ticks. Comes down. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get out. A bit lower. I was taking the stop right here. There's something to be said about a stop down here. You know, this is already at 4%. So be mindful. Be mindful of trades, of trade management when at 3-to-1 plus, regardless of target or I don't know, structure. So it doesn't matter. Remember, risk management is above everything else. Bam, right there. So where would the stop go? Well, we're at 4-to-1. We're watching. This pressure cooker expands. It impulses. Put the stop behind here. Management was fine. I didn't put my stop when this happened. I put my stop when that happened. So it was actually supposed to be a bit further back. But nevertheless, I got stopped out. Good place to get stopped out. It started dancing. I think it would have took me out of break even. I went to break even right here. Well, simply for the fact that, look, we zoomed. We're at 3-to-1. There's nothing much else to put behind. So I had to use break even. Again, trade management over everything. No structure necessarily. Say it came up here, or say it went low, there's a mini pullback, then went, maybe I could put behind here, but nevertheless, that's what I played. I think it was overall good. I didn't have the management in mind there, but going forward, just a reminder, always try to lock in profits, especially above 3-to-1. Yeah. Oh, do not have the NQ. Hmm. I don't think I did. No, I don't. Okay, hold up. Well, what happened over here? Well, this was the wash, right? I'll try to extrapolate exactly what happened in this scenario. So I'm watching this area as a hawk because of breakout range. Are we going to break out and just dump, or are we going to wash it? Well, this is a fresh line in the sand. LSB zoom here. We'll go way past it. This is the gap down. Bam. On the backside. This is the scenario where maybe the double top doesn't really matter. So avoid at all costs taking trades that already reached the top or double topping. We can never use a rule in a vacuum. We always have to put it in context, and it's never going to be 100%. And even if there's a scenario where we definitely do not want to take the trade and it works out anyways, well, that's going to happen. Exactly what happened here. Well, we're in a context of a wash. We're coming up. We busted through these guys. We busted through the LSB, and we're near here. Now, the first trade in this scenario was already near the top of this pivot. Came a bit lower, washed out the LSB swing, and gave an entry. And this could be taken to the top, could be taken to breakout, it could be followed up with profit stops, whatever. So maybe there's a way I could get in on this structure. Would I necessarily get it in real time? Maybe next time. But, you know, it is what it is. So that'll be it for this week. Again, good amount of quality zooms. Pretty much every single trade was a quality zoom. Only one of the trades were pretty much unnecessary, but that was due to being close at the top. Quite a bit of trades close to top. So this week, I'm going to really focus on avoiding double tops, close at the top, / bottom. Because, you know, you go short, you go long, same kind of scenario, that type of thing. And also be mindful of trade management when at 3-to-1 plus, regardless of target or structure. So that'll be it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Till next time, adios.